Germs are everywhere. No matter how much you wash your hands, they still might be on your phone, on your remote control, or even your toothbrush. Is there anything we can do? Well, Zero Germ thinks so. This is an ultraviolet light sanitizer made for cell phones, but you can use it for keys, remotes, and toothbrushes, etc., or so they say. This is Jeff with Jeff Reviews for You. And my channel is dedicated to reviewing mostly as seen on TV items. I look at some consumer gadgets, other household items. Once in a while, I do a little bit of a DIY just because I like it. If that interests you, I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel and click that bell so you're notified every time I release a video just like this one. Now, let's take a closer look at Zero Germ to see what it's all about. Here is Zero Germ. This was purchased at my local as seen on TV retailer, and this one they actually put it on the bottom. It wasn't even on the front like normal. It is made by Inventel. This product was purchased for about 20 bucks. All right, so let's see what we get. All right, so it looks like I have a VHS rewinder. I've got, for those of you guys that don't know what a VHS, that's how we used to watch movies. And some people had little devices to rewind that look like this. We have a user guide, and I have a power cord. I do not have a wall adapter, so I'm going to have to go find one. What I'm going to do is I'm going to read through these directions, and then we're going to talk a little bit about UV light and how it disinfects. All right, so I want to point out something right here. Do you see how it says UV wavelength 254 nm? Well, the nm stands for nanometer. And for those of you guys that do not like science, you're going to want to fast forward and tune this out because it may seem kind of boring. But for those of you guys that like that kind of stuff, I'm going to explain something for you. Scientists say that between 240 and 280 nanometer is what is used to damage or disinfect bacteria. So how UV lights work is when the pathogen is exposed to the UV light, the cells become damaged, right? And then they cannot replicate. So hospitals have been using UV lights at this level nanometer to damage the flu virus, and so therefore it can't replicate and it goes away. And they have been using it to treat rooms with COVID-19 as well, although there's not a whole lot of studies with COVID-19 because it's relatively new, so they did not definitively say that. They are using it to treat it, and evidently it's been successful. There is a length of time. Some say it can be as quick as 10 seconds. Some say it goes all the way up to 30 minutes, just depending. So we're going to get into a little bit of this today. I'd really be interested to see if we can find any bacteria or germs on a phone, on a remote, on a toothbrush. I really doubt it that we're going to see anything under UV light or black light or whatnot, but we'll see. And then I want to see if this can disinfect like they do on the infomercial. So if we use these UV lights to try to find any germs, you see fingerprints, you see smudges, you don't really see germs, right? Once in a while, you'll see like specks of dust, and those specks of dust light up and they make it look like that kind of thing. Like if you look down here in the corner, that looks like it could potential, but it's just dust, so you can just brush it away. So these items are relatively clean. If I take a look at a toothbrush, it just glows because it's a toothbrush, right? And it's just that kind of material. So finding that kind of stuff doesn't really work the way they show on TV. Let me show you how they replicate what germs look like. It's important to be careful not to believe everything you see on TV, right? So they show in the infomercial, they show a lady with her cell phone, and underneath the UV light, there's all a bunch of nastiness. It's all over her hands. It's all over everywhere. And you just need to get those germs gone, right? Well, you can see right now, I don't have any germs that you can see. I mean, these are just dots from here on there. And all these are relatively clean. Most of it is just reflection, right? So watch this. There's something called glow germ, right? Which it's just like a lotion, and it's meant to show people that they need to wash their hands, right? You saw my hands before. Now watch, I rub this in, I'm going to touch this. I'm going to touch this. I'm going to touch this. I'm going to touch all of these things and watch the difference now with the UV light. Oh, nasty. You have all these germs. You need to put it through this little machine. And even on my hands now, there's all these germs. Those are gimmicks that they do on TV to get you to believe that you need things like Zero Germ. Now, I'm not saying it doesn't work. I just know if I put this phone in right now, this lotion will still be on at the end. I just wanted you to know that. So, I want to get your opinion. What do you think of this Zero Germ UV 254 nanometer light disinfecting concept? Do you like this? Do you not like this? Have you heard of this? This is new to me. What do you think? Would you want one of these? Let me know down in the comment section below. I would love to hear from you. So here's how Zero Germ works, right? You open this up, you drop your cell phone in, you close it. If you want to hit this button, one time it blinks red. That means it's going to go for 5 minutes. 2 times it's going to blink green. That means it's going to go for 10 minutes. And then 3 times it's going to blink blue, and that goes for 15 minutes. So you have a 5, 10, or 15 minute. Here's the thing. They say if you open it mid-cycle, it stops. It's not working. You close it, it picks up right where it was. So when this runs through, it actually has a UV light in it. It only goes on the one side. Now, like I said, when you open it, you can't see it because it has an auto shut off feature. And I did try recording inside with the phone, but all you saw was the reflection of the time counting as it was recording. You couldn't see the UV light, but I did turn it from the side and I look in here and I can see the UV light. So let me show you what that looks like. All right, so let's look in here to see if we can, you see that there? This lid is clear, and so we're just looking through there. I actually took the phone out just to show you this. It is on, you can see it. It's only on the one side. The other side, there is no light or anything, just because the UV light's only on the one side, but you can see that it is on, it is working, and if Zero Germ is being honest, saying it is having the 254 nanometers, then yes, this is going to disinfect and damage any kind of bacteria or viruses. This has reached the end of its cycle, and you can see now that the blue light is just solid. We can take our phone out, and, well, it doesn't look any different. I tell you what, though, I do smell something, and it's hard to explain, right? But it smells clean. And I know that sounds weird, but when I did the So Clean 2, it gave me that smell of the ozone. I know that's not the same thing, but it just smells like it's been cleaned. That's kind of cool. I will say I have my remote control here, and look what I found out. Well, how am I supposed to work that? It doesn't fit. All right, let me try a toothbrush. Well, I guess I can jam that in there. But you got to be careful because this does not take larger items like that remote control. So you'd have to have a smaller remote control. But I do know people that go, when they travel, if they go to hotels, they don't like touching the remote control in the room because of the nastiness. Well, this could be something you possibly could travel with and then disinfect any bacteria. I've done a few cycles through, and the first one I showed you, 15 minutes, it ended on blue, 5 minutes, it ended on red, and 10 minutes, it ended on green. I want to see what it does as far as the charging part, even though I think this is silly, because who's going to just charge for 15 minutes and be done with it? But let's see. This plugs in there, and then this plugs in here. I guess, I mean, it is charging it, powered it up, but what do I do, just jam this in there? Let's see. All right. I guess you need a really tiny cord. There we go. Oop. All right, let's see what happens if this is going to pop it open. Oh, yep. It's going to need, you just need a smaller cord or jam it in there better. Let's see. It does charge, you just have to figure out better than I do. We've been looking at Zero Germ. It's the ultraviolet light cell phone sanitizer, but they say it could be used for other things like remotes and keys and makeup brushes and toothbrushes, just not DirecTV remotes because this didn't fit. This uses a sort of germicidal UV. They call it UVC. It has about 254 nanometers of ultraviolet light, and that's what's used to damage the bacteria or whatnot so it can't reproduce. If we go based on what they say in their pamphlet, yes, this will work. But then we have to trust that what they said here is actually the truth. Anyway, it's an interesting idea. I like that it, destroys bacteria and germs, and you can use it for a lot of different things. This was Jeff with Jeff Reviews for You. As always, thanks for stopping by. Have a great day and stay safe. I really do appreciate that you stayed around for my entire review of Zero Germ, the UV light cell phone sanitizer. I will say I was reading through a few articles, and they say if you have E. coli on your phone, it could take as much as 30 minutes to run through a cycle. So just so you know that, 15 minutes. Anyway, not that long ago, I did a review of this. Remember this, the COVID key? What I'm going to do is I'm going to link that video right here, and I would love it if you would go see it. So I'm going to link it right here. Make sure you're logged in so you see this rectangle and click this link. I'll meet you over there. Go ahead, click it. It's safe, I promise.